Okay, so let's go through the About page. Okay, now this is a very important page on your site because this is your chance to showcase you, your experiences, your knowledge around a certain subject, what you can offer, and it gives you a chance to really let the user instill some confidence in you. Now, people only buy from people they like and trust, and you need to be able to really get your message across on this page. So when they come to finally check out or buy a service or a product from you, then they're already happy that you can deliver what you say you can deliver. You've got the experience to back up what you've achieved so far and how you can help them, and also that they can relate to you. Okay, because the way things are going, everything is going online. It's all going online now. So it's not like when you meet someone face to face and you really get to feel that person's energy, what they're about, who they are. So you've got to try and get this across in your About Us page as best as you can. So let's go down. We need to try and demonstrate that we're human here. Okay, so I've started off with the goal. This is my Coder page. So I started my Coder with one goal: to help as many people as possible with their own business startups by providing as much value as I can through consulting, online courses, podcasts, and blog. That's a little bit about my Coder. Then we've got the pain point. Now this goes back to when me and my business partner Mario started out, and I try to make this really feel like something people can relate to, especially in the early stages of a startup company or when someone's trying to go into a new realm or arena and they're just learning. So my business partner Mario and I started out like every other startup with 101 questions about varying processes across many different areas that a business needs to be involved in. So now I've identified a problem that hopefully they can relate with. Then the solution. We've managed to trip up and fail countless times. Now I'm telling them we've tripped up, we've failed, but we've learned a lot. Okay? We've learned a lot of lessons along the way, which has enabled us to provide the answers for you in your own business. This is very important because it shows people that actually we're not just doing this from reading books or anything else. We've learned this through experience. And I've reinforced this, so naturally the information flows, okay, down to this point here. We've failed our way to business. These numbers are powerful and they're true as well, okay, which is even more important. Don't lie at this point. You must tell the truth. But we've had 3 big attempts at this in the past and we've just tripped up every single time. And I demonstrate this. Numbers are powerful, which is why I use the numbers here. £20,000 loss in attempt 1, £5,000 in loss 2, £4,000 in loss 3. These were expensive mistakes. And what we're trying to demonstrate here is we're trying to save you from making the same mistakes and ultimately losing this money. Now, if we knew what we know today, we could have invested that £30,000 so much better and been so much better off now than we was when we started out over 5 years ago. But that's not the case and it never will be. But if we can teach people the lessons we've learned by losing this money, by tripping up the way we've tripped up, we can help them avoid making these mistakes. Then every failure was a success. I've flipped it now and said that we decided to go out and document all the lessons we learned on this journey. Although we wish we had not lost so much money, which is true, no one wants to lose that much money, we learned how to effectively set up and run an online business, including the following skill sets and attributes. By the way, this took another 2 years. So what we're saying here is this whole process took 5 years and we learned a lot from the mistakes we made. Then this should give you an idea of what we've learned. Now, what I'd like to point out at this moment in time is everything flows. It's very easy to read this information. Yeah, so there's short paragraphs, very easy to read because I've broke up the information in different sections. Then, all of a sudden, I've got a quick bullet point of everything we learned over that time. Then, here's a little quote from me personally. It's safe to say we've learned a lot in this 5-year period. Our mission is to cut your learning curve by 5 years, which will allow you to go out and concentrate on making your business work. We understand cash flow can be an issue, so we're now facing objections, yeah, because people haven't got tons of cash, but we're facing this now. So we understand that cash flow can be an issue, so we have you covered no matter what your budget. Please understand the fact that the more you invest, the quicker the results. We have invested a lot in mentors over the years, and the lessons we have learned are invaluable to anyone starting out. So what we're saying here is if you can't afford to pay for a consultant service or a mentorship service with us, we've still got other options for you. And then we go into it, because this is the point where people might be saying, okay, what can you offer me? Here are the services we offer. So it naturally flows into this part here, okay, the podcast. the blog, the School of Entrepreneurship, and then consulting. Then you might be wondering if we can help you. So this is the point where people are saying, okay, well, how is this going to benefit me? Well, now we answer the questions. And not very clear here. I actually need to update this a bit better. But there's links here so they can click and find out a bit more about if we can help them. There's the podcast, the blog, and then the School of Entrepreneurship. And there's links to all the services there. Then I back this up by just saying the businesses I own and I've got at the minute. And then I give them a chance to jump on my mailing list as well. So I've not tried to really oversell them anything here. All I've done is outlaid my experience, my goals with my coder, where it started, and what I've learned. In a nutshell, I've just broken that down quickly. Then I go into what we've learned, okay, the failures we've experienced, but now how that's made us a success. Every failure was a success. We're now bringing it back to the positives. We go through what we've learned. Now people can identify if this is something they want. Then a small word from me just to bring it back to the person behind this. You know, these quotation marks we've got here make it feel like someone is actually saying this and not just printed words on a screen. Then we go into the services we offer, then how those services can help you. If that's not enough, I then quickly go into the businesses I've got, and these are linked to the site so people can see everything I've got going on here. So that is it in a nutshell, guys. It doesn't go on for too long. It just outlines my story, what I've learned, how I've learned it, how I've tripped up, and then how I've turned that into successful companies. So it outlines everything I've just said, but then in turn should build confidence in the user that actually I can help them, and here's the social proof from that. This is what you want, guys. This would be completely different if this information was all just scripted out on a page, like a blog post or something, where it was just paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, and it wasn't broken up. By breaking it up, making it interesting, keeping things moving, like little things like those numbers move as you scroll down, that keeps things interesting, and people shouldn't get too bored when reading this page. And that is the About You page, guys. So when you're mapping this out, make sure it really tells the story of who you are, what you can offer, what you've learnt, why you're doing what you're doing, and just make it feel human.